Welcome back to Let's Talk Zoning. I'm your host, Rosetta Taylor, and I'm going to let our special guest today introduce herself.
Greetings. My name is Faith Akuta. I am a planner with a local government.
Thank you, Faith. First of all, I appreciate you being a part of Let's Talk Zoning for the September issue.
Yes, thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here.
So let's jump right into it. So you've been on both sides of the zoning world. Like you said, you work for a local municipality and you're a planner. Plus, you've also worked on the due diligence side. With you being on both sides, would you say that it's relevant and necessary to real estate transactions?
Yes, definitely. You need both the zoning due diligence as well as the interactions with your local government. Say you have a customer that's coming and they're like, hey, I'm interested in this property. What can I do here? And you kind of let them know what they can do here, and then they'll kind of give you some ideas of what they're wanting to do, and they allow you to you have that dialogue with them. You're able to talk through their project and give them some insight and direction. And on the due diligence side, I feel like before you buy anything, you kind of want to know what you're getting. Just like if someone was to go get a car, you want the Carfax. So when you're doing zoning due diligence, that's what that report allows you to do. Get everything you need before you make that investment.
Oh, nice. I like that. You added the Carfax in there. I never heard nobody use that one before. That's exactly what
Yes.
it is, like a property Carfax. Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna
Mhm.
steal that one from you, Faye. All right. So next one is, which side do you find more demanding with dealing with customers and clients?
I say both are equally as demanding, only because they have different roles. So on the due diligence side, you have a client and they're trying to get the property off the market as soon as possible. So they need the documents as soon as possible to make the
Mhm.
best informed decision. And then you have the government side, whereas you have to get the records together. Depending on how your municipality is set up, it may be different departments you'll need to reach out to. And it all just comes down to the main real estate transaction. You're trying to get the documents on both sides to make the best informed decision.
Yeah, and I agree that the demand is different. So on the front end, it's like the beginning part of the project. And then toward the due diligence side, it's like closing's about to happen. This is the deadline. So it's
Right.
you got 14 to 30 days to hurry up and get what we need. And that kind of causes more pressure as well on the due diligence side. So,
Yes.
what are some customer concerns you notice you run into more often with respect to zoning within your local jurisdiction?
Well, my biggest customer concerns are just people being in such a rush. I get they're trying to close on the property, but I encourage the customers to please just really see your due diligence period through, because you want to make the best informed decision. You don't want to move forward with 70% of a response. You want to make sure you hear from each department so you really know what you're getting. So my biggest concern is just, I guess, time.
Yeah, I agree because even on the report writing side, it's like we need this today, but it's like you don't want to really find out if these violations are closed. You don't really want to find out if there is a variance issue for parking and you probably are in conformance. So definitely being patient and waiting those couple of days or, a week extra would be more beneficial. So I agree with that as well. The last question, because we like to keep Let's Talk Zoning short and cute, is if you were to make a suggestion to make one change in your current field, what would it be?
In my current field, one change. I would like to see GIS used more. I feel like interactive maps help users better help end users. You can put more information out there versus the customers have to go around to different places to get information. If you can just have the different layers and information available within the maps, then I think it'll be more useful on both ends.
Oh, wow, that's really good. I know we use the interactive mapping system a lot and along with the layers. And it's very helpful. My question though is that how often are the interactive maps updated? Because, like, are they the most updated zoning information? Because I know sometimes we have to call the jurisdiction just to confirm if the map is the most updated version.
Yes, it does depend on the jurisdiction too. Because what I like to do is when I find a jurisdiction that has an interactive map, I'll still call and say, hey, I found this online. Just want to make sure it's the most up to date. And then I proceed with what I've had so far. Because when I call, I kind of like to have something in hand. I don't want to just call and say I'm completely lost
Yeah.
when doing due diligence, but I find it's helpful too if I can get a planner or even an administrative person. They're always helpful as well. If they've seen it, I've been able to get myself so far. It's easier and they can kind of help me quicker.
Yeah. And I like last week I had a jurisdiction where I confirmed zoning on their map, but then I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't find that zoning in their zoning ordinance online. And so when I
Mm-hmm.
called, they're like, "Oh yeah, that's an old zoning. Let me confirm the new zoning." So I was like, "Oh dang, this map ain't even updated." And it was a pretty high tech interactive mapping system. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why I tell my researchers like always double check the zoning, whether get an email or verbal, and also pull the map because we never know how updated it is. What about back to the question? What about like the documents searches being available online? Would you say that would be beneficial to your local municipality as well?
Definitely. Having an online database that's user friendly is definitely a good tool for any municipality to have. It's not only helpful for someone like myself working in local government because I mean it kind of cut down on phone calls, but if the
Hmm.
end user is able to help themselves online and things like that, that's definitely a good tool to have.
Yeah, I agree. One day, all municipalities will catch up like New York City. They have everything on the internet. Outside of these
Yes.
fire code violations, their fire department need to get it together, but everything else kind of got to get together. But that's all I wanted to chat with you about with Let's Talk Zoning. Again, I appreciate you sharing your time with me this Sunday. Everyone, please like and subscribe to the YouTube station for Let's Talk Zoning. And Faith and I both hope that you enjoyed the month of September. Faith, did you have any shout outs or anything that you wanted to present?
No shout outs, because I don't want to miss anybody, but just for anyone that's inspired me along my journey,